to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 203, and I thank you all for coming back each week. If you are a new subscriber, please click that little red subscribe button down below, and if you click the little bell-shaped icon next to it and click all, that should hopefully let you know anytime I post a video, which is always on Saturdays and Wednesdays, and I sometimes post things in between there. But always Saturdays and Wednesdays. So let's get started, and I'll show you what I've been making. I have two new hats. I am making these for charity for a local school, for a local elementary school. Well, one of these. The other hat isn't this week. So this hat I really like. This is a shell stitch right here. Let's see if I get this close. I think I'm going to make one of these for myself. This is a Bag O' Day pattern, and I believe it was number 695. So I didn't see a name on it. It just said number 695, but I really, really like it. It's like, it's your basic beanie top here, but it kind of has a pinwheel effect, which I thought was really pretty. And then it goes down to these shells. So, yeah, I really liked this one. So I think I'll be making one for me too. And I'm not a big hat person, but this does not have the type of brim. I can't handle elasticy brims on my face. It tends to give me headaches. And apparently I have a pointy head because hats that have that tend to slide up and shoot off of my head. Yeah, so this one doesn't have that. You could have made this like longer, but I didn't. I just kept it about like this because I thought it looked certainly big enough for a child because it fit me. So, yeah, that's hat number 1. And hat number 2 is actually for my husband. I knitted him a scarf out of this, like a neck scarf, for winter last year. This is a knit crate yarn. It's extremely soft. It is alpaca, and it actually has, like, I kept thinking it was my hair that was stuck in here, and I kept trying to pull it out. It was the alpaca hair that was in it, and it is extremely soft, and there's an end that I forgot to weave in, so we'll fix that. So it is just a beanie. It is my pinwheel beanie hat. And I did do a tutorial on making this. If you want to see it, it was Wednesday's video, but if you click the little link right here, it'll take you to it. And yeah, it's extremally soft. And like I said, this is knit crate yarn from a couple years ago. And I believe the color, this particular colorway was Mouse. And it's a tonal gray. There you can see a little bit better. It's a tonal gray, but it is really soft. And this is a beanie. It's not a full-sized hat, but it fits him fine. Because I didn't have a whole lot of yarn left after I did the scarf for him. I had like a ball about like this, so I was trying to be really careful how far it stretched. So I still have a little bit left, but not much. So that is my other finished object for this week. Now I have several works in progress. First, we'll talk about my knitted work in progress and hopefully not a potential problem. Okay, I am making a cowl, which I showed last week. And actually, let me go get it. Okay, I'm back. Now here is the cowl that I designed and showed last week. It does not have a name for it so far, so if you have some kind of name, let me know, because I'm at a total loss. I have no idea what I'm going to call it, but there it is. Now, why I'm showing this to you is, as you can see, this has these little yellow contrasting colors here that do these little slanty things. Okay, here's the one I'm re-knitting it a second time to make sure everything makes sense in the pattern. And here's how far I have gotten so far. This was the color you all voted for. And I think it looks really pretty. It is slightly heavier than the yarn I used for this. This was a fingering sock, and this is also a sock, but it just feels, when you hold them next to each other, they don't look any different. But when I knit them up, I can tell that this is making a little bit denser. But it's not going to make a big difference. I mean, they're close enough, it's not going to matter. So this particular yarn is Pack Up Heads HT, which means heel and toes. It says it's a fingering weight. To me, it feels a little slightly, but then it says it's fingering weight, but then it says 100 grams of sock yarn. Sock yarn and fingering are normally pretty interchangeable, although sock tends to be just slightly thicker sometimes. This I got from my local yarn shop a couple years ago with, I think it was some birthday money. And this is what the cake of yarn, what it looks like now that I have it caked up. And it's all different pretty colors of, it's kind of like a forest green, and then it has a deep turquoisey teal color, and then it has a gray. I thought that the heel and the toe, which are done in a contrasting color, were going to be the gray. It's not. It is this color, a deep forest green. So that doesn't look bad. I think we'll be okay. I was so afraid that this was going to get lost in this, and you wouldn't see those little slanty things that are the gold in this, because this is going to be these little slant things that that you can see there. That's what this is going to be. So I was thinking this was going to be gray, but it is not. But when I hold this up like this, I think it'll show up enough. Let's hold it up and see what it looks like here. Yeah, I think I can get away with it. I was hoping this would be a little bit brighter, because I was like, if it doesn't show up a whole lot, because this is also, is it tonal? Let me look. Okay, here's what it's going to look like. So if I find it doesn't show up a whole lot, I honestly think it'll be okay. If it doesn't, I do have some regular gray up in the yarn stash that I could put in there instead. But we'll hope this works out. And the color of this yarn, like I said, this is what it looks like. That's Pack Up Heads. That's a little alpaca, baby alpaca. This color is called, it's number 612 Teal 42. And to me, it's more forest greeny, but there is some kind of tealy turquoise in there. But it's a dark turquoise, like I said. You can see, dark turquoise. When I think of teal, I think more minty, kind of minty green. This isn't minty green. This is between forest. Like I said, forest green is the real darkest, and then it kind of goes, well, here's a minty color right in here. It looks kind of white, but that's actually a mint green, and here it is over here too. This little piece right there. So we'll see how it works out, but that is my first project. That's actually the only knitted thing I've got going on right now. Now, let's see. I will do my sweater. Now, I'm intentionally not finishing this yet because I want to be able to enter all of this yardage into the holiday along. More information coming at the end of the video. So last week I had the body of the sweater done. This is done in Lion Brand Homespun, and it is called Sunday Stripes. But this week I did 2 of the sleeves. Here's one sleeve, and here's the other sleeve. And I'm doing them consecutively so I make sure I keep the stitch count and the striping the same. And so far, there they are together. Doing pretty good. I just count the rows, and then I do the same number of rows on the other side. So I'm doing them at the same time because, like I said, I want them to look like they're supposed to be together. So then I want to show you the neckline. Here's the neckline. It's just a basic scoop neckline. Originally, I was just going to put a little bit of ribbing Oh, you can't even see it. I was going to do a little bit of ribbing around this. Then I remembered a sweater that I have that I love. It is like falling apart because I've had it for so many years, but I like the collar on it. So let me show you what it looks like. And I think I might do it onto that particular sweater. Now, I did not make this sweater. I could have, because it is like a knitted. Okay, here is the collar. Now, if I do this collar on the crocheted sweater, it will be knitted. Otherwise, I just think it would be too bulky to be able to do what this one does. It is a split collar. It's just basically a tube, but instead of joining, it's opened right here. So when you wear it, let me fold it down, right? This is what it looks like. And I really like it because when I wear this, I put like a real pretty pin, like a brooch or something here. Oh, it's got hair all over it. Oh, that's going to have to be washed. It's all my hair. Oh my. I should save it because I'm going bald, I think. Yeah, big bald spot right in here. But, and it's all over the sweater. No clue how that happened. I need to defuzz it anyway because it's been sitting on a shelf since last year. But anyway, I really like this collar. And it doesn't set so much in the center. It kind of is off to the side a little bit, but it just really looks pretty when I put a pin right here. So I think I might do that on that crocheted sweater. And I have the perfect pin for it. I have a big ceramic button that was sent to me from Knit Crate. It was one of their little special add-ons that came, like they send little goodies in their box every so often. And it's got little flowers on it. I mean, it's a really pretty button, but it's like this big and it's really heavy. And I just ordered some pin backs that I'm going to hot glue on the back of this button. And I'm going to use it as a brooch. And I'm going to tie some yarn up through where the holes are and put a little bow. And I have a knitted sweater that I made that has that same color of pink in it. And this sweater has that same color of pink in it. So I think it will be really, really pretty. So that's the brooch that I want to wear with it. And that's what made me think about that collar. So that is that project. And like I said, I'm trying to hold off getting it completely finished until the holiday along, because that would be a lot of yardage I could count towards my team crochet. And then I can count the collar part on team knit. So yeah, I can kill two birds with one stone. Then my last project, you remember the basket that I made a couple weeks ago, and I used clothesline. Here's the inside of it. I used clothesline every other row to give it some heaviness. And you can see it pretty much stands up. And I have been using this like crazy because of the fact it stays open like this. With working on, I've been using it with the sweater that I just showed. I keep pointing over here because I stuck it on the chair next to me. Because it holds so much. I mean, this thing, that's probably like 2 gallons in there. I can put comfortably 2 of the pound of loves in here. I mean, I've crocheted a lot off of the pound of love. It's probably half the size, but look at that. Kind of gives you an idea. And I can fit 2 of them in there and the sweater. So, or whatever I'm working on. But I mean, I've got like, I can put the sweater in here and some of the homespun skeins. Everything fits together. And then I just pick it up and I carry it wherever I want to go. It would also make a nice pocketbook. But anyway, it is for my yarn. So I decided, since I liked it so much, and I made it this particular size because I have one of those cube storage. I have lots of those cube storage units. You know what I'm talking about. You get them from IKEA, but you can find them other places too. I think I got mine from Walmart or Wayfair, something like that. They have that little, well, you know what I mean when I say cube storage. So normally you put like a 12 by 12 container that slides into it. Yes, I thought this would be perfect. I could make a couple of these and I can just slide them right into it and pull them out with my handle And there's my project right ready to go. So I started another one. I had finished, I had a little bit of clothesline left from, I know I've got hair in my mouth. I had a little bit of clothesline left from the clothesline that I bought for that particular basket. That basket used, it was Walmart clothesline. I paid $1.98 and it was 50 yards, and it is a cotton clothesline. So I guess technically I could wash it if I needed to. I don't know what would happen. We're not going to test that theory unless I have to. But it is a cotton clothesline, 50 yards, and it is 3/16 inch as far as the diameter. So I had enough to do that basket, and I had a little bit more, and I showed, no, I didn't show that last week. I started, I'll show you how far I got. Okay, I started on one of the baskets. This is what I had left from the clothesline from that bag. Again, I'm pointing off because I just dropped it on the floor. The basket I showed you, this is what was left of the clothesline. I got this far with it on my second one. And then I bought, I don't know if this counts as an acquisition or not. It's a skein of clothesline. This was actually the better deal because I was in Ollie's, which I don't know if that's nationwide or not, or if it's just on the East Coast. Ollie's is like a discount outlet. And I went in looking for a new doggy bed because our doggy's bed got shredded up. I put it through the wash because it smelled and it literally fell apart. So she needed another puppy bed. So she's also discovered that she likes my yarn as a pillow. I took this picture. I'll show it to you. It was cute, but I have puppy drool on my yarn. So yes. Anyway, I bought some more clothesline while I was buying the dog bed. I thought, let me go look and see if they have clothesline. They did, and it was a better deal. Walmart, like I said, was 50 feet for $1.98. This was $2.99, so $1 more, and it's 100 yards or 100 feet instead of 50 feet. It's 100 feet. So did I say 50 yards before? It was 50 feet. So I got twice the amount for $1 more. Now it is slightly wider. The one I had used before was 3/16. No, I guess it's about the same size, maybe a little bit. The other was 3/16. This is 7/32. So if it was the same, it would be, I'm testing my math skills. If it was the same, it would be 6/32. This is 7/32. It's so close you're not going to notice the difference. I don't think. I don't know. I don't think it'll be bad. So yes, that's my acquisition this week. I actually did buy a skein of yarn. Well, I bought it a while back. It came in from Knit Crate, but I'm not going to show it to you. Not yet anyway, because I have a Lion brand order and I have a second Knit Crate order coming in. They had a double down Knit Crate. Once they've sold their yarn for the month, what they have left, they do double down, and they basically take the discount price off of it, and then you can also use discount codes on top of that if you have them. And if you also accumulate stash points, and the one skein I had stash points for, so I basically just paid the shipping. And yeah, so I got some extra yarn, but I'm going to wait till it all comes in rather than show it to you in bits and pieces. I'll show you all at one time. So that's what I've been working on this week. So what have you all been working on? my reading, I told you 3 books I've been working on lately. The one I had finished, the Peggy Earhart book I had told you about last week. That was Knit of the Living Dead. That one I finished. I think I'd finished it last week when I told you about it. But anyway, finished that one. I also just last night finished A Murderous Tangle. That is by Sally Goldbaum. And that is the Seaside Knitters Mysteries. And now I'm getting ready to start on, it's called Not, K-N-O-T, Not on Your Life by Betty Hechtman. And these are all audiobooks. Now I'm getting them through my library, and I've found I love being read to. Even though I'm an adult, I enjoy being read to. I like audiobooks. I like to sit and read a book too, but when I do an audiobook, I can be doing 2 things at once. So to me, it's relaxing to listen to a story and knit or crochet at the same time. And I like knitting and crochet mysteries. Sadly, there's not that many crochet mysteries out there, but there is quite a few knitting ones. But the one I'm listening to now, or getting ready to start listening to, is called Not on Your Life. Now, Betty Hechtman does write crochet and knitting mysteries. This particular one is a knitting mystery. It's called the mystery series. I think it's Yarn Retreat or Yarn to Go. But it's about a lady who is a part-time baker, and she starts running knitting retreats where she lives across from this resort conference area. And so she holds these knitting retreats over at the conference center. And there's always a conflict between the manager of the conference center and herself. But anyway, it's a nice fun story. But the one I really, really like, and I think it's coming out, I think there's another one coming out in October, are the crochet mysteries. They are my absolute favorite out of all of the knitting and crochet mystery series that are out there, just because the characters in it are hysterical. They really are funny. And again, that's Betty Hechtman. I will put a link below if you want to check them out. And I'll also stick a link to the first of the crochet mysteries that she put out. Maybe I'll do that too. So if you guys want to check it out, you can. You can either look at your library, or they are available on Amazon as well. So I will stick a link down below. But my favorite, and if you are a crocheter, they do have a real easy crochet pattern or knitting pattern in the back of all the books. But the crochet one is funny. There's one character in there. I guess I should say the crochet mysteries are about a lady who's a widow, and she works at a bookshop. She's just learned to crochet, and so she has a group of crocheters that get together with her. And they end up solving mysteries. And they all have these very individual personalities. One is very much into vampires, romance about vampires. And so she does all her projects based on half double crochet, which she thinks look like fangs. So she's always doing, things like that. And all her colors are always black, white, and red. So that's one character. The other character works in the bookshop with the main character, and her name is Adele, and she's just funny because she's a very flamboyant crocheter, and it's like all of her outfits are always like embellished quite a bit with crochet, and she's just got one of these over-the-top personalities, and so it's a funny series, and it's very light reading, and it's very quick read. So anyway, I will put a link down below so you can check them out if you want to. So now I wanted to do a quick talk about the holiday along. If you are not already a member and would like to be, you can let me know. Either send me a message over on Facebook and just say, please send me an invite. Or if you don't do Facebook and you still want to participate, just send me an email at KatrinasCreations@yahoo.com. And I'll make sure that your projects get entered through that way. I'll just enter them for you. So what is the holiday along? The holiday along, this is our 2nd annual holiday along, and this is a partnership between Sara Oliver and myself. Sara has a knitting and crochet channel as well. I will put a link down below, so if you want to go over and check out her channel too. She lives in Glasgow, or outside Glasgow, Scotland, and she came up with this idea last year, and so it's become our little annual fun event. What it is, you get to enter projects starting October 1st until December 31st. They do not have to be holiday related. They don't even have to be gift related. It's just for fun. So we are entering projects. They can be knit or crochet or Tunisian crochet. You enter those over on the Facebook page, or like I said, through me on my email. And we would like to know whether it's knitted or crocheted. If you know what the pattern name is, that's always great too, in case some of us see what you've made and we're like, oh, we want to make that too. It's always helpful if we know what the pattern is. Tell us the yarn weight and approximately, loosely guessing, how much yardage you used. Okay. So at the end of the holiday along, Sara and I on our individual channels will be choosing a prize winner from the projects that have been entered. But to try to make it a little bit of fun in between, because it is going to run for 3 months, we thought it would be fun, just like last year, to see how far our yardage can go. So there's no prize involved with this portion of it. It's just for fun, and that's why we are asking what your approximate yardage is, because Sara has put together a calculation for yardage and applying it to mileage, and so we are running Team Knit against Team Crochet to see which one gets the farthest. Last year, Team Crochet won because they got all the way to San Francisco traveling around the world, since we can't travel at this time of the year anyway, or at least we're limited travel at this point. So we are traveling vicariously around the world by our knit and our crochet. You can participate on both teams because, like I said, there's no prizes involved in this portion of it. It's just for fun. So like my sweater is going to have a little bit of both teams into the yardage there. So I hope that explains it very well. And like I said, if you would like to enter, you can let us know. You can either let Sara know, or you can send me an email, or you can message either of us on our Facebook pages, and we will get you over there and send you an invite, and we'll be all set to go on October 1st. So they do need to be projects that you complete between October 1st and December 31st. That's why I'm kind of slowing down on my sweater a little bit. And I wanted to say a special thank you to Loretta Underwood, who invited a whole bunch of people. So that was great. I'm not even sure. Last I looked, we were up to like 90 people participating in the holiday along. So if you are a member and want to invite others, invite away, have fun. So the more people we have participating, the more fun and the more chances we actually might reach me over here in Gettysburg, PA from Glasgow, Scotland. So we'll give it a try. So now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section this week, it's going to be kind of short simply because a lot of the sales that I'm running into lately have been one-day flash sales popping up from different places. So I try to let you know when I find them. So the first one, though, is Annie's, and they started it on Thursday the 24th. They are running 20% off of all of their yarn, and it runs until the 28th. You do need to use the coupon code FAMILY. And the links to all of the sales and others are, again, down below. If you don't know where to find it, check the description box down below. If you click the little Show More button, it will open up and drop down, and you can see everything that I've talked about. So that is Annie's. Leisure Arts, if you sign up for getting their emails, which tells you about the sales, you can get 15% off of your very first purchase. So that is Leisure Arts, which is very, very well known. They've been doing patterns for years and years and years, and they do have knit and crochet patterns. Create for Less has planners available. Now, if you remember, I think it was a week or two ago, I talked about that I use a planner and that I bought some planners. I actually got mine through Amazon, and there is a link down below to the one that I have, but Create for Less also sells planners. And I am going to do a planner video in the near future, in the next week or so. I want to test it out a little bit before I show it to you. So and get it kind of set up before I show you what I do with mine. So anyway, yes, they have planners. That's kind of it for the come and get it section. Like I said, it's going to be short this week because Lion Brand has been running a lot of one-day special sales. They've been running a sale like every other day. So I just try to post and let you know with those whenever they happen. I do know that Knit Picks is running 40% off of their books, and they are also running, I believe it's 15% off of their bulk bear yarn, which is undyed yarn that you can then dye yourself. So like I said, the links to everything are down below in the description box. Wednesday's video is going to be a surprise. I know what it's going to be, but it's a little different than normal. But I hope you'll enjoy it. I think it'll be fun. So make sure you tune in on Wednesday for that. And that's it for this week. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Bye, everybody.